Oh, the Jack Black?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you pulled that right up. That's really funny.
That's awesome. You have to put that at the beginning of this video.
Oh, yeah, I already started recording, so that's cool.
This is amazing. Why is Jack Black such a magnificent person, dude?
Alright, Justin, you say something. Well, your mic is still not doing the best job ever, but everyone else
I'm
is.
fucking sorry.
I know,
okay?
you're okay. Alright, well, welcome
I didn't
to
have the extra 50 bucks.
our first video that's going to get hit with a copyright claim. That's always fun. I'm joined here today in Holy
actually did start recording.
Matrimony. Yeah, dude. I don't lie about that shit.
Yikes.
Justin's here. Second appearance. It's dope as shit. Adam's here.
What's up, guys?
I think before we go any further, I need to blow my nose. I was saying, I think if people think we're fuck-ups, we're going to be pariahs if we get like more than 100 views a video.
Triple digits.
Triple digits.
This video is brought to you by Primitive Joe Cold Brew Coffee. Primitive Joe, drink local brew out of Kennesaw, Georgia.
Ooh.
PrimitiveJoe.com.
Damn Transformers movies. You ever seen the Transformers movies? And they just have like the big Bud Light trucks just show up like during a giant robot battle. That was you.
Dude.
That was you with your fucking product placement.
I know, right?
But to be fair, I tried that shit. It was pretty good. And by pretty good, I mean great. That's stretching. It was good. It was
Yummy.
good. Yeah, yummy.
Yummy.
I keep pausing to blow my nose, but I'm not going to do that for a while. We are recording, and we are going to talk about the Game of Thrones season finale.
Wait.
Wait.
Are we live?
No, we're pre-recorded. We're not live streaming this yet.
I'm scared.
Well, don't worry. I'm kind of a fuck up, so I definitely wouldn't
Pull
put
that little
myself in
finger
that
out here.
spot.
Tell me, boy, to straighten up.
Who told you that as a child?
I don't know.
Hopefully nobody. What the fuck?
Do you have a Scoutmaster?
Scoutmaster Joseph.
Do you go on week-long trips in the woods with him?
They're kind of a blur.
That might be the most fucked up thing you've ever said.
They say, hey,
I'm really
little
proud.
Adam,
I'm really
try these
proud of you.
berries, then try these mushrooms.
You remember when we went kayaking and I think Tyler slapped me on the ass with the fucking paddle. And I was like, yo, dude, just because your Scoutmaster used to do that shit to you doesn't mean you can do it to whoever you want.
You ever been slapped in the ass by a catfish?
What the fuck? No.
When did that happen to you?
I was just asking.
This
It happened to my sister.
is a great way to start.
It's amazing.
And she had that scent about her, you know, that smell, that aroma.
The trout.
And then a fucking bear came up and ate her ass. No, it didn't eat her ass. It ate her ass.
Like out or like it digested it, or did he pleasure it?
Bears don't do oral sex, you fucking dickhead.
Have you?
We're talking about my sister. She's dead. It ate her ass. But it didn't just eat her ass. It ate her ass.
This is the best your mic has picked up.
Oh,
It's fantastic. Did anyone's ass get eaten on the show this week? No, but you saw some people get burnt the fuck up. What did we think about the season finale? I'll start with someone that's not Justin. Adam.
I honestly.
Hold on, this motherfucker's taking a pee break. Fuck this dude. I'm pausing that shit. So what do you think about it?
So I think the last episode, to me, it was my favorite episode of this season.
That's good. So definitely better than last week.
Yes, definitely better than last week.
Do you like it, Justin?
Here's why this fucking episode wasn't as good as last week. I have no reason. It was pretty good.
Okay. Thinking of, I guess, speaking before thinking, I like this episode, but Danny was pretty fucking stupid. What a dumb ass. Full spoiler alert, folks. I'm sure if you're listening to this, you've seen the whole show. This bitch criticized Jon Snow in season 7 for not lying to Cersei, right? And she just openly tells everybody, I'm going to become a dictator. Straight up. I'm going to pretend to be benevolent, and even though I'm not. And then I'm going to fucking burn a whole lot of people just like I did. And she said that to everybody, and she did not expect to get stabbed.
Man, I called that from a mile away. That was one of the most predictable moments in Game of Thrones I think I've ever seen coming. Like, I'm sitting here like, that's the boy. He's about to do this shit.
I think the one in season 6 was actually a little bit more predictable. The one where Ramsay stabbed Roose. He's like, "Oh, father, you had a firstborn son. I'm totally not crazy. Come give me a hug."
But you could tell that by like the look in his eyes and stuff too.
Yeah, he was
already
crazy.
Kinda...
Well, Daenerys had that crazed look. Like, I mean, she definitely got deprived of dick. That's the only other time I've seen that look in my life. I'm not keeping that in there.
Uh-oh.
What'd you think about Daenerys getting killed, Justin?
I didn't think it would happen so early.
Yeah, me neither.
I thought that would be more of a towards the end of the episode, or maybe the fucking middle of the episode sort of thing.
Yeah.
Instead of the very fucking beginning.
Well, I liked the episode overall. Narratively, I loved it, and this is probably what I'm going to touch on most of the fucking time we're doing this podcast. I thought everything that happened was great. I really agreed with all of it, even Bran becoming king, and I heard a lot of people complaining. It's like, Bran's the least likable character, which is true other than, like, Daenerys. Do you agree with that shit or not?
He had the smallest amount of personality.
He for sure did, and then he lost personality somehow in season 7.
Literally useless. The whole show.
Other than the long, the long night.
No, what the fuck did he do? I have to go now. And then, where'd he go?
He got the Night King's attention. He brought the Night King to him.
You said that. You did say that last week, but I thought about it more. You remember in season 6? Yeah, that's kind of contradict you. And if it's not you, and the showrunners agree with what you're saying, then it's contradicting Dan and Dave, which I'm sure a lot of people will be able to do this season overall. What the fuck was the point I'm making? Oh, yeah. So in season 6, the Night King touched Bran in his vision, and that automatically led him to where he was. Remember when he got to the children of the forest, like holy avatar tree or whatever? Yeah. Like, he already knew where Bran was, so Bran had no reason to, like, go get his attention and be like, hey, fuck it, I'm down in the fucking woods next to the magical tree. Is that a big shot?
I thought it was more of a precise location sort of thing.
Maybe.
Come to me right here, right now, at this exact location.
Never
so my
touched.
sister can kill you.
Never touched on it that much because the show did kind of make Bran a dog shit useless character. Well, I'm just saying, like, they gave him some cool powers, but, like, they never went into depth in those powers. So, like, there is a lot of this season, like, what the fuck is he doing? So, like, I don't know. Like, he could have warred into a dragon or whatever. Like, he should have. That would have made more sense other than, like, Jon riding a dragon, like, for the second time in his life and being like, okay, evade this fucking blue fire. Like...
Well, I think the dragon did that itself and didn't want to fucking get hit.
Yeah, you could be right. Yeah, you actually probably are right about that. It's hard because the cool thing the books do a little bit better is, like, they do POV chapters. So, like, you actually, like, get to read the characters' thoughts and stuff. So, which would have been helpful this last episode. And I think really the last episode before that, episode 5, where Dany snaps, because I know that's the the fault I find in that, like, I like the plot twist, and I agree with it. Like, I really feel like she's been heading that way. And I know a lot of people like to say, nah, but, like, I think she was, honestly, especially thinking about it more. But, like, she just snapped all of a sudden. So I would have liked to have seen, like, what was going on in her head while she was claiming to, like, do all that shit, like, in front of her army.
How she would justify it?
Like, are you serious, dude? Like, she did, like, kind of just, like, snap.
Yeah.
Like, and I get the trauma that made her snap, but, like, I don't have a great understanding of the snap other than I just know that she, like, went off her rails. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Okay, so obviously, like, she can't justify what she did the last episode whatsoever. Okay.
No.
Do you find any fault in that? Like, why she was able to justify this to herself? Because that's probably another critique I had of the episode. You guys agree with that, or?
Yeah. Because, like, when it shows her in that episode, she's sitting there waiting. She sits there and waits, and she could have been burning the city, but instead she waits for them to surrender. And then it seemed like it pissed her off more that they surrendered. Like, she was totally fine until the bells started ringing, and then her whole mood just changes, and she takes off and starts killing everybody.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, what was going on in her head? And, like, my girlfriend, what did she say? She kind of brought, like, an interesting point where Daenerys kind of realized, hey, that's not Cersei doing this. Fuck this bitch. And then, like, that's what, like, she was trying to accomplish by burning the city, which I like that because it's better than nothing, but, like, I don't know, like, what the fuck were you trying to do? You're just like, I'm gonna burn all this shit down. Like, what? And she's like, oh, fuck you, Cersei.
Like, their whole army had surrendered, dropped their swords, and then the Unsullied attacked them unarmed. And then the war is over. Half of the, everybody's burnt. And the soldiers that were left alive, they're just slaughtering them in the streets.
You know what? Thinking about what you just said, I just thought Grey Worm kind of justified it, too, by saying, well, she did say we're going to kill all of her enemies. So, like, is that what she was doing?
I was looking forward to a Grey Worm Jon Snow fight.
Did not happen.
That's the only thing that disappointed me about this episode.
He grabbed his arm, and, I mean, it might have hurt his wrist a little bit. Ow, it's too tight. Too tight.
And Tyrion still his hand. But let's talk about my boy, Bronn of the fucking Blackwater.
Okay, he got his castle.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
Boy, he's living up in Highgarden now. First of his fucking name. Living high. Living good. Master of coin. He got all the fucking gold. They were asking him for money. Like, hey, bro.
Drake wishes he could live up to that. And fucking hood rat coming up. Now he's Highgarden's fucking lord.
We need that money, bro.
Yeah.
Like, weren't you the Lannisters? Did y'all have all the money before? Nah, now Bronn and the motherfucking Blackwater got money.
Drake, if you're listening, you're not listening, but Bronn did all that shit, and he didn't have to be in a wheelchair.
Game of Thrones, an underdog story.
Game of Thrones, good things happen to you if you're in a wheelchair.
The real story was about Bronn and the motherfucking Blackwater.
I like it, he's like, yeah, I knew I was going to be king. That's why I'm here, dude.
You got
it. Exactly, he did. They were like, will you accept the position as king? And Bran was like,
no shit.
That's why I was here. Like,
he said, no
that's
shit.
why I'm here. Come on.
Yeah, good things happen to you if you're in a wheelchair.
Like, I'm rolling here.
Okay, so I'm definitely going to have... He's a Goomba all of a sudden.
Hey.
Oh, dude. There's an Italian dude at work that listens to this.
Hashtag
not all Italian, just mainly Justin.
Justin's like the Dende of this channel, dude.
How so?
He's a god.
Okay. Well,
Dende was gay.
Yeah, he kind of is.
Uh-oh.
Dende was gay.
The G word.
Yeah. You can say, well, why do you think he was gay? No one politically correct is going to bust your balls if you have a legitimate reason to say Dende was gay, so why was he gay?
Well, I don't have a legitimate reason because I used it in, Oh, that's gay. That's stupid way.
Well, that's the end of the channel.
There it goes.
There it goes.
Out the window, just like Bran.
Oh. Adam's staying on topic. Okay.
He is. Thank you. We should, I think, before we start talking about the results for all of these surviving people, like how and where they ended up in the world, we should talk about the pre-drama to that.
Sam wanting to start a republic, and then they're like, ha 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 ha.
Oh, talk about the dude that like stood up and was like, I want to be king, and Sansa's like, sit your bitch ass down.
Well, you know
He's
who
like,
that was, right?
all right.
What's her name?
Well, I guess hold on. I gotta either edit this part out or that's like completely mute. No, we'll go back in a second. I guess we're just gonna be all over the place.
Oh my god.
That's fine. We'll make it through together. Okay, we'll just talk about this shit. Fuck, keeping it on topic.
All right, let's talk about it.
Okay, you realized who that was though? Edmure Tully.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He's the guy that couldn't shoot an arrow for shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he couldn't do that in season
He
3.
couldn't light
And then
that fucking.
you haven't seen Titty Sucker.
Titty sucker.
Yeah, and he just shows up and he's like 18, chiseled jawline, just chilling there. He's like the only
That
one
boy
straight
was
fucking
looking
chill, dude.
fucking fresh. That is one of the coolest outfits I've ever
Fresh
seen.
Prince of fucking Bel-Air, dude.
His fucking sky blue.
Fresh
fucking-
Prince.
The fucking
And
ornament he was wearing.
then-
And then even when they like were all voting Bran to be king, and everybody else was like, he was like nonchalant, just like,
Do you think
I.
sucking your mommy's titty milk until you're like 10 to 12 years old will actually make you evolve as a human more?
Either that or drinking titty milk from a giant.
Yeah.
I'm glad they brought that boy back.
Because Tormund realized, hey, instead of going all the way north, we should probably wait for Jon. He's about to fuck something up. He'll be back up here. 'Cause Jon came to the wall and they was expecting him. They're like, what's up, man?
Yeah, dude, he was sitting there waiting for me. He had the gates open, just standing there like, yep, that's my boy. Fuck shit up again. Back at the wall.
You thought he was done with us.
But
It's like that ex-girlfriend that you have to get a couple of restraining orders on.
the goodest boy got his petting
Yes.
for the last episode.
Would say right behind the ears, but
Right behind the ear?
right, yeah.
The
left
half
ear.
ear? Doesn't that one have
Yeah,
like
he
a
does
hole
have a
missing
little.
or some shit
Has a
too?
nub too.
Yeah, aw.
Yeah.
He can't
He can
hear
get pet
anymore.
behind the nub.
Yeah. He gets all the nub lovings.
Oh look, I can't hear you say a good reason to leave me like that ever again. Guess you have to stay.
It's only one ear.
A year and a half.
Yeah,
Ear and a half.
goes in one ear and
Just bounces around
how
in
do
there, I
you,
guess.
how do you finish that? It just stays in there.
Yeah.
So you can't tell Ghost too many times that he's a good boy, I guess. So you have to time that shit out. Maybe Jon knew that. Maybe that's why he didn't tell him see you later that one time, because he knew he would be back up to the wall and he didn't have to.
Right.
I just blew
He
my
knew he was
mind.
gonna fuck shit up.
Okay.
What do you want to talk about? You find anything super interesting about the episode? Just off the top of your head?
The ending.
What part of it? Because of
The decisions.
where everybody ended up.
Yeah.
Okay. So you think it's cool that Brienne got to be the, I guess the head of the White
Kingsguard.
the Kingsguard, yeah.
Yeah. That's the perfect person for it, dude.
I agree. And they made Podrick a knight
Like
too.
her loyalty's killer.
Dude,
What?
Podrick came out so good.
He's a straight fucking G, dude.
Dude,
Like,
that
he
means
went
he can
from-
still go to the fucking brothels, fucking have his way with chicks, get a bunch of bitches like pregnant and stuff, be like,
They
hold
have no
on,
way
I
to
can't
pay,
pay child
bro."
support. Ha 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 ha.
Well, the thing
Like-
is, he straight up
Yeah.
was goofy as fuck. And now, like, the last episode, he's just chilling there like, I'm almost as bad as this
Bro.
big old bitch right here.
One of the best, he probably did think that. One of the best moments in Game of Thrones season 2 is seeing that goofy little fuck like stab one of the Kingsguard through the fucking back of the head with a spear to save Tyrion's life.
Yeah.
Save the best character's life. Fucking Podrick.
Right after he cuts the dude's
Oh,
leg off.
Oh yeah, Blackwater was great.
Yeah.
We thought that there was going to be a battle this season. Didn't you guys think that too?
I thought that'd be a sneaky little battle.
Like a skirmish at the very least.
Yeah.
There wasn't any of that.
Not like a,
They shot a dragon down. They skipped an episode, and then Daenerys just come in and destroyed everything. She really didn't even need an army.
I mean, like I said, and I think they still should have done this. Tyrion's going to be executed. Sansa's going to be executed. Arya's going to try and save him. She's going to get, caught. Set up for execution.
You thought all this.
John was going to be like, fuck this shit,
Starks were going to get killed off first.
Fuck you, Daenerys.
Yeah.
You're corrupt. Fuck you. And he's going to go after and kill her that way. And then there's going to be a fight between him and Grey Worm.
Yeah.
And really, nah.
Did you see how quick Grey Worm's hate boner went away, though, when they were like, we're not executing Tyrion, he's going to be the hand of the king? He was like, oh!
Did you hear yourself just accuse Grey Worm of having a boner of any kind?
Mean mugging hard.
Oh, yeah.
You have to watch it.
His ghost hate boner.
I wish you guys could see my face, because I could do a pretty good Grey Worm face when he's mean mugging.
Well, do it. I don't know. Well,
that's pretty accurate. I like it.
I give it like a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I kind of
6 out of 10.
Yeah, it wasn't your best face. Can you?
Adam's doing it now.
Can you
still look like Tormund?
Yeah, actually, Adam does his really good, just whitewashed. Like, yeah, I give yours an 8 out of 10.
I like it.
8.5.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, fuck you, Justin.
I wish I had.
What do you contribute to the show?
My faces.
Your
face. You guys can see.
I did
Can you do? I'll let you redeem yourself. Can you do a face of Dany when Jon stabbed her with something that wasn't his dick?
Okay, guys, listen to my face.
Adam with it again.
I don't want to do this, but I gotta do this.
Was that John or I think he said Dany?
Yeah, I said Dany.
Oh, well, that
when
was
she got
John.
stabbed. Yeah, he was kind of.
I didn't get to sit that fucking thing.
Then the dragon melts it.
9.8.
Right after she dies, he just melts it.
You guys didn't see it, but Justin did a really great face that time. Yeah, dude. Thanks. So, how do you think the dragon knew to? What do you think was going on in the dragon's head? Do you think? I thought it was theory that he saw Dany get stabbed with something sharp, and then he's like, "Look at all these sharp things," or do you think he knew like that thing that Daenerys was after is the reason she got killed?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So he kind of, if they have like some kind of like psychic connection or whatever, which I feel like they have because he totally sensed when she died. He's like, shit, something's not right, and he flew up there. So you think he like heard some of her like crazy thoughts, like, oh dude, this bitch gonna have me melt a bunch of kids. It's like, all right, because if I don't, she's gonna start putting her fucking boots in my side again. Like, yeah. I don't like that shit.
I like when all the Unsullied stopped banging their spears on the ground when Tyrion walked up. They're all like, what the fuck?
Dude, I heard being in third grade again. It's like when you get called up to the principal's office on the fucking intercom. Ooh.
Yeah. That was one of Tyrion's best lines in an episode, though.
What do you say again? You already said it before the show, but in case you forgot.
When she called him out on treason, she's like, you freed your brother. And he's like, I freed my brother. And you slaughtered a city. And then he just takes his pen and like chunks it down the stairs.
Bitch.
Have you ever quit a job before like that?
I will.
You heard it here first, folks.
Right.
Did you ever quit a job like that before?
No.
Actually, that's really personal. I probably shouldn't ask that.
Well, how about this? Well, let's get back to the dragon. I thought the fucking dragon was going to blow some fire on Jon because he was angry. You know, just whoa. And then Jon would be immune to it and shit. And then the dragon would be like, oh shit.
Oh, I've heard a lot of people think that Jon was
the fucking Targaryen.
What?
And then Jon would hop on his shit and fly off. Rather than get sent to the wall fucking later on.
Right. He got burnt before though. That's the thing. In season 1, when he picked up the lantern to throw it at the first white that showed up, because I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, Jon's immune to fire because he's part Targaryen," but a lot of people forget the first season when the first white ever showed up. Ghost pulled them in. Or no, like a horse pulled them in, and like they just brought the bodies inside because they didn't know to burn them yet. And that's how Jon figured out that fire kills the whites, because he took Jeor Mormont's lantern and threw it at the white, and he did it with his bare hand, and he's like, ah! And in the book, like, you hear him, in, like, the second book a lot, he's complaining about, like, the burns on his hand, like, still hurting and itching and stuff, so. Now, he's not immune to fire, but, so that makes Dany really special in a way. And I think that shot that everyone's freaking out about. Stupid. No, dude, don't. But a lot of people, no, that's fair. A point to make because you can't, like, if you don't bring it up, you can't refute it or whatever. So because I've heard a lot of people say that. So like, but I mean, it would be kind of interesting. But I think that the point of none of the other Targaryens that have been on the show, like Viserys and Jon, I think that makes it special for Dany because that's saying something about her being
Plus,
the last dragon.
Was burned anyway too.
Yeah. So like, not all Targaryens get
unless
burned.
It's just burned by fire type thing instead of just that was hot.
Well, it's still Dany walked in the
heated object.
Her first scene, she walked in the scalding hot bath, all naked and
I do that
and pretty and shit.
I do that.
Yeah, but they were like, it's too hot, Khaleesi.
I do pretty.
And then the one time she held the dragon egg and her hands didn't get burnt because someone like put it over a fire. But then the handmaiden's hands got burnt.
That's a detail that I've never paid attention to.
There's a lot of detail in Game of Thrones. I feel like those first few seasons they were really setting up a lot of powers and shit. Like Bran seeing the 3-Eyed Raven, like it's pretty vague. And it's a cool way to introduce that stuff, but I feel like they kind of left Bran's powers a mystery for the most part, other than in the 6th season where he fucked up Hodor.
Yeah. I almost cried when that happened.
I think Hodor versus the Mountain would have been a better fight.
Hodor!
Oh
man, Hodor could fuck some shit up though.
Think about the Hound shit again. Dude,
that was pretty sad.
Think about how big Hodor's dick was and like how he could just kill the Mountain that way.
I try not to.
Let's talk about how amazing the shot was.
I was trying to lead up to that. The Last Dragon part.
Dany is dressed up like the dictator she's become, and it doesn't show Drogon's face or anything. His wings just behind her.
Yeah, as if Dany sprouted wings.
Yeah. Kind of reminded me.
There's not too much to talk. It was dope.
That's an amazing shot, dude. That's really cool.
Well, I think that probably plays into the part that I was saying. Like, Dany's the last dragon, so like maybe she's the last of the power-hungry Targaryens because dragons are always like eating shit and devouring shit. Like it has to. If she has dragon nature, I don't know though because the show stopped looking into all their powers at some point. Because
like what Sansa says, "What do dragons eat?" And she looks at her and says, "Whatever they want."
No one really says "bitch" that much in the show because I felt like that would have been a perfect time to be like, "Bitch."
They say "cunt" a lot.
They do say "cunt." Cunt.
HBO, they step it up.
Yeah, the Hound had the best cunts in the whole show. R.I.P. Sorry, keep making you think about it.
That would explain though why Drogon didn't go with Jon Snow in that case, though, even though he was Targaryen.
He did carry his mom away, which is actually kind of sweet, even though his mom was like kind of a crazy bitch.
That's the one question I have.
What?
Where the fuck did he go?
Oh yeah, that's another question.
He flew off to die somewhere.
Yeah, we were asking about like, do we have any questions like on the way up to your house? Like, did the show how much did the show like leave off that we're like really curious about? Yeah, where'd he go?
Maybe he went back to that nest he made where he was eating the goats that he took her to when the.
What about when he runs out of goats?
Time out for 1 second. Okay, so we've talked about like what happened leading up to the Jon and Dany confrontation. I guess we all kind of like that. I guess like do you like how both of their I guess Dany's like story ended?
Yeah, and I think it was right for Jon to kill her. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, make Arya kill her." Like, no,
she got the Night King.
Yeah, Arya had her cool kill. Like,
yeah,
especially because they built the Night King up.
Did you think Arya was going to get her whole list?
No, I thought she might kill Cersei, but like Honestly, I was hoping Jamie would do it, which is kind of a disappointment.
Oh, there is one thing that I thought about.
What?
Do you think when Tyrion unburied the two, when he unburied Jaime and Cersei, do you think he was crying for both of them because they're his siblings, or do you think he was crying because Jaime was dead?
I think
I think he was completely overwhelmed by emotion from everything going on around him.
Just the state of affairs, yeah.
Just pulled all that shit. His brother's dead. Sister hated him, but his sister was dead.
That's probably what made...
He's fucking stressed out.
Yeah. All the things Justin is saying, which are true, it's probably what made him throwing that pin off down the staircase like more powerful, because like he sounded defeated when he was doing it, and he's like, fuck, all this shit just happened, but I want to take like this one victory that I can just to like spit in this bitch's face.
I saved my brother only for him to die a few hours later.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. And then,
dude, that
betrayed
goodbye
my
was...
queen for my brother who's dead now. My queen killed my fucking brother.
Dude, them saying goodbye to each other that was pretty sad too, honestly. I knew someone was gonna die.
That was pretty emotional.
Yeah.
The speech though that he gave Jon Snow.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about that
before he killed Daenerys.
He's the one that convinced Jon Snow to fuck.
It was pretty convincing though, because Jon Snow, he's like, I'm not going to do this. Sorry, it had to happen this way.
Think about your fucking sisters. He's like, oh.
Well, yeah. Not only that, but what really I think got him interested was when he said, I know how you are. You want to believe in her. You want to believe that she knows what's good, because we all did too. And we watched her do all this good. And the more she does, and the more we applaud her for it, the more she thinks, this is good. This is right. And then Jon even asked her, what about the people who think they know what's good?
Everybody.
She said they don't get a choice. And at that moment, I don't think it was so much about the sisters. I think that really pushed it over, but I think it was more about what Tyrion said about, we have been applauding her for what she thinks is good, and now she thinks this is good. And that's when Jon asked her, what about the people who think they know what's good? And she said they don't get a choice.
Right.
And that's when it clicked in his head, like,
that was
right.
Thing overall.
We've been applauding her for doing this stuff, and she's not doing what's right.
To touch on something Justin was talking about just a second ago too, about how Tyrion appealed to Jon about like, think about your family. He tried to do that shit with Cersei, and that kind of just proved how gone of a character he was. She did have like humanity and stuff, but maybe she didn't, I guess. Maybe for Jaime, but Jaime had left already. Jaime came back at the last minute. That's when you saw her scared for her life again. And then she kind of like lost herself a lot when all of her kids died too.
So. Well, but
she became numb to the shit, so she was like, hey.
But when she was dying, she wasn't worried about her life. She just literally grabbed Jaime and said, I don't want our baby to die.
She did say that.
Yeah.
She's like, this is it. This is where my it was too late, because if I would have surrendered, maybe Dany wouldn't have done this.
I think that could have been a tactic for getting Jaime to get her the fuck out of here, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You think Tyrion cared about Cersei? You had asked that, didn't you?
Maybe it's obvious and I missed something, but I think that baby wasn't Jaime's baby.
Whose baby was it?
Fucking
she hadn't
Greyjoy.
No, she was pregnant last season before she started having sex with.
Alright, so I just missed something then. Now I'm stupid again.
No, you're not.
So stupid again.
It's okay.
Stupid!
I'm not stupid.
Justin doesn't... What? Justin's not stupid. Justin's actually very smart.
But
making it worse, dude.
Another thing is, when she was speaking Dothraki, she told them, we aren't going to stop here. We're going to Winterfell. We're going to Dorne. We're going to all these places.
Yeah.
In Winterfell, she said in Dothraki. Dorne, she pronounced it Dorne, even in Dothraki. But you could see they panned on Jon really hard when she said, we're going to Winterfell and Dorne. When she said Winterfell, it panned on Jon hard, and he kind of raised his eyebrow. I don't think he knew what she was saying, but I think he kind of got it because it kind of sounded like Winterfell, but it wasn't as clear as when she said Dorne.
Y'all said there wasn't that much to talk about during this episode.
I mean, at the beginning there is.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess we can go ahead and go to the end. I'm glad we didn't permanently skip over that stuff. That was all interesting shit. But I guess we can go ahead and start wrapping this up with the latter half of the episode, which I feel like was totally rushed. Just 20 minutes of explaining where people were going. And they did it so fast that we didn't get an emotional, as big of an emotional send-off as we could have, which is probably the biggest complaint about the episode. But where people ended, Justin did, I had already asked you this, but everyone that got what they got, are you happy with that?
Their quote-unquote sentencing?
Yeah.
I thought it was all pretty cool. I think everybody went where they were supposed to, except for the whole Queen of the North and Jon going back to the Night's Watch. That is pointless now because the Night's Watch, what the fuck are they watching for? Wildlings?
Well, they still have that big ass hole in their wall too.
But anyways, okay, I was happy when I saw the wildlings there and Jon took off with them. That's pretty cool. But it's not as good as what I wanted. I wanted Jon to be king of the North.
You did?
Yeah, totally.
Not king of the 7 kingdoms? You wanted him to be just king of the North?
6 kingdoms now.
Well, now it's 6 kingdoms, but initially, before we didn't know that. But you when you were wanting who you wanted to be were you wanting Jon to be just king of the North or king of all the kingdoms?
I mean, we found out pretty late what Jon was.
Yeah.
So being king of everything
doesn't
really feel right to me. So I was like, king of the North. That's good enough. That's what he's supposed to be.
Do you think it doesn't
Besides
feel...
the whole birthright, the surprise birthright.
Yeah. But
king of the North.
Do you think it wouldn't have felt right because that's really not what Jon's character is? He doesn't want to be in charge of shit. He just wanted to kind of fight the good fight.
That's why I'm talking small apples, king of the North, and that's it.
Well, now he
can handle that. That's
he
fine.
might be king beyond the wall. You don't know, how Mance Rayder was.
True.
He's the 1,000th Lord Commander now.
I don't think they would do a whole, kingsmanship thing. They just live as free people.
Do you think they're gonna unseparate themselves of the rest of the North, Winterfell and the other cities?
Well, hopefully not, because they grew to know each other.
Yeah, I don't think they're going. I don't think they would grow away from each other.
That would be stupid.
They wouldn't go back to being. I think they would move on from savagery, start mingling a little with the people of the North.
Plus, he did unite everybody. That was his whole point of the show. Maybe not to kill the Night King, but he did bring everybody together.
I mean, we'll never be told this, but I like to think Jon and some of the cooler wildlings that he's friends with go back and see Cersei and shit. Or not Cersei, but Sansa. Yeah.
So why didn't you like her being Queen of the North? Because you wanted Jon to be King of the North?
That and really, what the fuck did she do? She survived a lot of bad shit. That's pretty much all she did.
Okay.
She did some scheming, not as evil as Littlefinger, but she did some scheming that helped some things, but is she really queen?
Initially, though,
material?
Okay, she
became better than Littlefinger.
Even though she was raised.
She's the reason why the Battle of the Bastards went the way it did, though. She's the reason the Battle of the Bastards went the way it did, though.
She went and got the Lords of the Vale.
She did.
That's true.
And played Littlefinger.
But you don't think she's very queen-like, I guess?
Even though she was fucking, raised to marry Joffrey, I still don't feel it.
I think towards the end she was fit because
I would agree with that.
She had been through a lot and she had really gotten to where she felt like she knew what was best for her people, and she really listened to the Northerners more than just hey, I'm the ruler, I'm going to do this. And she was really she's really more for her people, kind of much like Northerners are.
I've seen all the good in her and stuff, and I guess I understand, but I still see her more of a damsel in distress than anything else.
So, did you not think she was a compelling character throughout the show? Like, even before this point?
Honestly, whenever it would cut to her scenes, I was like, fuck.
Yeah, I feel that, especially in season 1 and 2. She
Maybe
wasn't
it's
the
just
best
me
child
being
actress.
A man, but
No. Well, I feel like what her character did serve throughout the whole show is actually not here to start a debate or anything.
you might.
I'm not even gonna tell you my view of feminism or like what I think about it.
Oh my god!
I don't care about that
you
shit.
Need to stop.
No.
Now.
No. I'm not going.
You're starting shit with me.
I'm
just
kidding.
Cut.
This is how we end the podcast. Everybody, good night.
Yeah, that's what did it. I'm not gonna give my opinion on it though. So now everyone can hate me.
You already fucked up by introing. You introduced this.
But to be fair, the show did a really excellent job of showing how like shitty it was to be like a lady and kind of like property back in the day or now. Whether George is trying to say, "Oh, there's a lot of similarities," or maybe he wasn't saying that. I don't know, but back in like medieval times, it's kind of just interesting to see somebody being like, well, just overall kind of like mistreated, because the show really touched on like how fucked up some of these systems we have are. So that was, I guess, Sansa's goal. But whether that's compelling, or not her goal, but her purpose to the story. But is that compelling enough for you to like care about what happens to her character? I started caring, but at the same time, like Justin said, when it focused on her, I was way less invested, and that was throughout the series. And I think I became invested at the end of season 4 when it showed her coming out and like hanging out with Littlefinger after like her shitty aunt, the one that let Robin suck her titties, got flung out the moon door by Littlefinger. She came down and you assume that she was just going to be an agent with Littlefinger, and then season 5 she got sold off to be in another shitty marriage, and she got raped and shit. Like, I don't know. I get that you're touching on a bunch of dark shit, but like, yeah. I guess I'm still happy to see her the Queen of the North, but yeah, I probably would have liked to see Jon do that a little bit more, honestly. But I guess Jon's happy where he's at. You think so?
Yeah, I think
Went
so.
on a tangent, sorry.
Everybody can hate me because I think Bran is perfect for the king of the Six Kingdoms.
I agree with that. Was his character like fun to watch all the time? No, but like they said it, like he's the history, and he could tell the best stories, you know. So like he's, hey, in case you didn't have living proof of like why doing this shit is bad, he can show people and like teach them a lesson.
Show them why it's bad, dude. He's like, this is what the fuck happened, exactly how it happened.
Yeah, and he could probably let people see that through his eyes.
You don't want this to happen again, do you? Let's do it this way this time.
Yeah.
He's a fucking total history book.
You like that he ended up as king?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was great, dude. I got fucking goosebumps.
You did?
Especially when he was like, I'm here for a reason, bro.
That's why I came.
You didn't. I heard a lot of people was like, Bran was playing the game by not doing anything the whole entire time and just knowing the future.
It's like playing fucking free for all in Magic the Gathering.
Playing passive until the end. Until you and one person's left and you have a huge board stake.
God damn.
I mean,
I have PTSD of our Magic games. Bran just board wiped everyone like 10 times.
Yeah.
So I guess that concludes the podcast.
And Game of Thrones.
We talked about the big characters really quick. Little characters. We like that Bronn ended up where he went.
Bronn's the fucking man.
Tyrion, really quick. Touch on him one more time. Being Hand of the King. that's pretty perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
You like how Bran said, "This is your punishment. You made a lot of bad decisions, so now you have to try and correct those." I guess that was like an excuse for like, sorry for writing Tyrion bad and stupid the last couple seasons. Even
He was
though
trying to get Grey Worm
he's
off his
fine.
back.
Yeah.
He was playing words, He's playing with his head.
You guys catch how Davos, who used to be illiterate, corrected Bronn about his grammar?
He said, well, what did he call him? He said, what are you, the maester of grammar or something like that? I forgot exactly what he said. But
He's
yeah,
I'm
he
the maester knowing what the fuck I'm talking about.
he called him out for correcting him. He said, by the way, he's like, what did they asked Bronn for coin, and he was like, well, I need something because, he said, I need something to show for it because if we're just throwing coin away, eventually there's going to be no coin. And then he was like, by the way, all the brothels are destroyed. I'm down for funding that.
That was funny. But do you think it was like, oh shit, they're going to regret having Bronn on the small council? Do you think that was a good choice? Like Tyrion could have just made him Lord of Highgarden. Like he didn't have to make him like a part of the small council.
I think...
It's like I like hanging out with this dude though.
No, I think that for one, and two, Bronn, he plays the game better than anybody.
He does.
Like the
Started
only
out
person
from
that's
the
ever
bottom.
been able to play the Lannisters against each other,
Yeah.
Bronn did it.
Oh yeah.
So I think Bronn's a perfect fit.
Would you guys ship Bronn and Tyrion to be like gay and stuff for each other?
No.
Okay.
Cut.
No.
Cut.
Cut. What? I'm just joking.
Fuck, who let this guy on here? Shit.
What Tyrion and Bronn did have some of the best moments in the show. You used to be really big fan of their chemistry in the earlier seasons, didn't you, Justin?
Definitely.
I remember talking to you about that.
I was waiting for Tyrion to tell Jon in there, I always thought I would die with a belly full of wine and a woman's cock around, or a woman's mouth
A
around
woman's
my cock.
cock around my
I messed that up, yeah. A woman's mouth around my
Come
cock.
on, dude. They didn't go with a republic. Like their civilization's not gonna advance like that for another couple.
One of those
thousand
girls
years,
with a
you know?
little something extra.
A little something extra.
Oh.
I don't think any of the women on the show had dicks, but if they did,
It would be Brienne.
she had the
I'm
biggest.
sure some of those brothel
Swinging dick.
scenes. There's a couple chicks with dicks.
You know what? They're probably. I mean, there were cross dressers for sure.
I'm not sure. I don't really remember, but I'm sure that there had to be with the way the show was. Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't get their representation. The fuck, George. I did like the show overall. You guys enjoy? Adam, you binged it pretty quickly, in like a couple months.
Yeah.
You were not caught up, but you decided I want to watch the last season with everybody. Did you enjoy your experience?
Yeah, I felt like it was well worth my time. My
Yeah.
girlfriend enjoyed it too.
That's cool.
She didn't think she was going to like it. We started watching it, and she was totally obsessed with it. So.
Justin, I think you started the show before anybody. I know my dad got me interested in it before we got HBO, and that was before the first season aired. They just showed that first 12 minutes of all the people going beyond the wall. That was pretty cool. But do you regret in any way being like a day oneer of this show? Or, well, you started watching it pretty early. Did you start it during the first season, or did you wait?
I started it around season 3.
Oh, season 3?
Yeah, I binged the first 2 seasons.
Okay.
But long time watcher, It's been more than 3 seasons.
Right. I watched the first season and then rewatched 2 and 3. So,
Okay.
but
Well,
you enjoy watching it?
I totally did.
Yeah.
There was a weird little period when I could tell, books have ended.
Probably around season 5.
New writing has started.
Yeah.
Felt real weird.
What
I could
when?
sense that.
When was that? Around season 5?
I believe so.
Because that's actually when they started diverging from the books the most. Even though they still had some book stuff. Even in the
You could tell
6th
that
season, they
writing
had
was
a couple
different,
book
but I didn't
things.
hate the writing at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of like everybody else with the whole, they rushed the end.
They did. They did do that.
Reasons being that they're doing a Star Wars show or whatever.
So, yeah, I guess we can talk
Which
about
I'm super fucking excited for, bro.
Well, originally, I kind of wanted them to make adaptations from a nice little Old Republic. But if they're not going to show it the proper care it deserves, which I don't think they did fully. I think they gave a good effort, but
they don't.
I see them being burned out before they finish this. They had no reason
I'm
to
gonna watch it anyway, just for entertainment.
to rush this season.
What else are you gonna watch?
Yeah, that's true. I was like, you guys gonna finish this shit? Like,
Yeah, this shit.
yeah, they are. They already hooked a lot of people. But if you didn't know, the showrunners actually, I believe, were offered 10 seasons, and each season was going to be 10 episodes still. And they're the ones that declined doing that. They're the ones that asked for the 7th and 8th episode to be finished in 13, or the 7th and 8th season be finished up in 13 episodes. You kind of feel disappointed in that. You think it showed some?
Yeah, the disappointment is there. Not as much for me because, like we mentioned, I binge watched it from November till now. But definitely can see the disappointment in the people who were invested from day one and waited 2 years for this season. It just kind of shit on those people. It's like, hey, you guys have kept this show alive.
It was very divisive for sure.
We're going to give you this disappointing season. Granted, there were very good moments in this season that I did enjoy, and we talked about those a few times.
Did you like it overall, the season?
I thought it was all right. It's definitely not as good.
I liked it. I don't think it was as bad as the 7th season.
My favorite episode is still Battle of the Bastards. That's just most epic.
A lot of people's favorites.
It's like amazing.
I don't know. Mine is probably the Red Wedding because that really defined Game of Thrones, or the Reigns of Castamere is what that episode's called. And then whichever one had a Oberyn in the mountain fighting. Like that's actually what made me really enjoy the books. Oberyn was like second favorite character in the show. But well, cool. We all watched it. Overall, we thought had some problems.
We watched it.
Yeah.
We did it, boys.
We
did
it. We talked about it probably more than you did.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I left a lot of people talking. We decided to make a podcast of this.
Only us. Who else did it? Shit.
Tons of people.
No, nobody.
This isn't an original idea. Why
are we doing it? I don't fucking know.
Because it's fun.
No, we're the first.
One more mention of Primitive Joe Cold Brew Coffee.
Yeah.
Go ahead and stop by primitivejoe.com. It's made locally here in Georgia. You enjoy cold brew coffee, you can pick it up there.
And Kentucky Fried Chicken sells chicken.
Thank you. This has been a word from our sponsors.
Well, I think that's a perfect place to
tune in next time to hear us talk about Star Wars or something like that.
On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
We still got to figure out a way to do an Avengers thing. We'll figure that out.
Too late, bro. Too late.
It might be too late, but
it's too late, bro. Can't do it now. Too late. Bro, too late.
All right. What about in Comic-Con when they do all the announcement of all the next Marvel movies? You guys want to do something like that? Making plans during a podcast,
bro.
Yeah, I think we should stop giving people ideas, even though these ideas aren't too good.
Who can get us media passes to Comic-Con?
Yeah. Anybody? Anyone want to do that out of the kindness of their hearts? Well,
leave a message in the comments. Just kidding. Just personally message us because the only people that listen to this are people that know us.
I don't know. I got a good bit of
No, I had someone comment that wasn't a normal subscriber. I think I posted a review on Shazam.
Name drop.
I don't know her name. Thank you, kind lady. She's like, I liked Shazam more than you did. I was like, oh.
That must have been Aunt Becky.
Oh man.
Thank you for subscribing, Aunt Becky, and the rest of you. Until next time. Bye-bye. Wait, all right.
Hold
on. All right, up here. All right. The podcast is still going.
No,
Adam needs a shower.
I'm done.
Wait, how do we end this then? If we can't say bye-bye, Justin.
No, it's fine.
Justin, I'll let you end it.
Well, if someone wants to sue us for saying bye-bye, I'm going to let you hear my pussy fart.
And that's how we end a podcast.